Jesus Christ. Folks, it usually helps to plug your headphones into the tablet before you go live. Anyway, I am live. Welcome back to another episode of Blue Collar Game Day. I, of course, am your host, Steve, the General Reisner. This is a surprise episode. I didn't think I was going to be available today to do this, but of course I am. So I'm here. I will not be here next weekend. But anyway, dive right into, unfortunately, a Thursday night recap. Bills took down the Patriots 24-10. They just were better than the Patriots. Defensively, the Patriots really didn't play that bad. Early on, it looked like Buffalo was doing whatever they wanted to do. They were held to a yard and a half less per play than they have been all season, than they're averaging on the season. The defense only allowed one offensive touchdown in the second half. Really, it kind of limited Buffalo in the second half. Even gave the offense a turnover. Thing is, the offense didn't hold up their end of the bargain. You look at how Buffalo dominated the time of possession in that game. If the offense had been able to do really sort of anything outside of which was a nice play to Marcus Jones on that 48-yard touchdown. Which, if they'd been able to do anything more than that, the defense might have given up less points. You had the golden opportunity to go get 3 points at the end of the first half there. Could have made it a different ball game. Didn't get it. Big story here. Offensive line for the Patriots is just bad. This is one of the things I don't think people want to mention right now. All the media is taking the wrong takeaways from this. If you're blaming Mac Jones, you're not watching football, or you're not understanding what you're seeing. Starting at right tackle for the Patriots was Connor McDermott, 2 weeks removed from the Jets practice squad. He wasn't very good. He wasn't good at all. He was getting blown up. Trent Brown has been bad all season. The offensive line has just been bad for the Patriots, and nothing can work on offense when your offensive line is that bad. I don't care what you draw up. I don't care what your scheme is. I don't care how clever it is. None of it matters. None of it can work if the offensive line can't work. It's as simple as that. And with that, I mean, yeah, it's the play calling experiment with Matt Patricia has not worked. I never thought this was a long-term thing. I did think Patricia was more of a placeholder. But I think Patricia will finish the season calling plays for the Patriots, but I think they hire an experienced coordinator, an experienced play caller in the offseason. Maybe they draw Bill O'Brien back from Alabama. I would actually love that, to be honest with you. But yeah, the Patricia, there's been some bright spots with Patricia. It hasn't. He's had a couple of bright moments. The Zappy games, I gave him a lot of credit for, and calling games that were manageable for Bailey Zappy. There's been a couple of nice play designs that they've had. There was a crack toss they ran out of the shotgun to Ramondre Stevenson 3 times against Detroit. They ran it twice on third down. Worked both times. They ran it the third time on third down. Didn't work. When he's had nice plays, he either goes back to them too many times or he refuses to go back to it. We've seen them have success in the no huddle, and then they don't go back to it. A couple weeks ago, they unveiled this full house set with both tight ends lined up at fullback. Get a nice 26-yard pass to Jonnu Smith out of it. Don't do anything else with it. It's time for Patricia to go. I don't think it will be during the season. I don't think they're going to change the play caller. in the middle of the season, I think it would be too much chaos. They're not going to hire from outside in the middle of the season anyway. I do think they, obviously, like I said, they have to hire someone in the offseason. Through no fault of anyone's, really, we're going to be going on our third offensive coordinator in 3 years from Mac Jones. So it's never really ideal for a quarterback. But all this "the sky is falling" talk about the Patriots is a little ridiculous. They're one of the top defenses in the NFL, and that's the reason why they're 6-6. They're in year 2 of a rebuild, and they're 6-6. You have any idea how many teams would love to be able to say they were 500 halfway through the second season of a rebuild? And next year, they're going to have about $50 million to spend in cap space. They had another good draft class this year, getting Marcus Jones and Jack Jones in there. But hopefully another good draft by Belichick. Some good spending in the offseason. Hopefully next year will be a better season. This Patriots weren't supposed to be contenders this year. This was a placeholding year, sort of, I think, going into 2023. But you'd like it to be a little better. You'd like them to look better on offense, obviously. Sky's not falling. It's not as bad as everyone is making it out to be. It has been stressful. It has been a little annoying. But like I said, there's reasons to be positive looking ahead for next season for the Patriots. It should be an interesting offseason, at the very least. We'll move right into game picks for today. First up at 1 o'clock, we have got the Jets and the Vikings. Mike White, or White Mike, as I like to call him, is, of course, starting for the Jets again. Zach Wilson is again inactive. Zach Wilson has completely just lost. I think Zach Wilson lost his job to Bill Belichick. Shit happens. I'm going to take the Vikings to win this game. I think they're just better than the Jets. I don't think the Jets can cover. Sauce Gardner is good. I don't think he can cover Justin Jefferson. And on top of that, the Vikings defense is run defense is all right. Their pass defense isn't great. Mike White should be able to actually throw the ball pretty good on him. He's actually not that bad, that kid. It's not great. Not a long-term starter. He should be able to have a decent game against the Vikings. The over in this is 44. I would probably not play that. Let's see what the spread. Vikings are favored by 3 here. I'll take the 3 points. Vikings will probably win this by 6, 7 points. We got the Titans and the Eagles also at 1 o'clock. The Eagles are favored here by 4.5. I think this is going to be a good game. This is a game based on who can run the ball better than the other team. Both these teams want to line up, smash each other in the mouth on offense. I think this should be an old school football game. I think this is going to be fun to watch. I'm going to take the Eagles here. I am not going to take that 4.5 points. I think that's just a little bit too high. The Eagles, they'll probably win this game by a field goal. I do not like that 4.5, though. We've got the Commanders and the Giants. The Giants needing a little bit of a bounce back after the past few weeks. And the Commanders really starting to pick up their season. I got to keep saying this. I got to wonder what the Commanders' record would be if they'd started Taylor Heineke all year. I never understood the changing it over. I thought Heineke had deserved a shot for one season at least. Bringing in Carson Wentz seemed a little weird to me. It didn't make any sense. It didn't work. I'm going to take the Giants here. It's a 2.5 point spread. I'll take them to cover that spread. This will probably be a field goal game. I think the Commanders are going to put up a fight here, but I do think the Giants are better than they've played the last couple of weeks. I think Dable will pull his team together to squeeze one out here. We've got the Browns and the Texans. Deshaun Watson making his first start of the season since, 26, 27 sexual assault allegations. Whatever. He's making his first start back against the Texans. Interestingly enough, I wonder how much the NFL planned that one out, don't you think? Anyway, Texans are favored by, I mean, you Browns are favored here. Jesus Christ. Browns are favored here by 7.5 points. I think they would have beaten the Texans with Jacoby Brissett starting. They probably would have beaten the Texans by at least a touchdown with Jacoby Brissett starting. Um, that's the Texans cannot stop the run, and the Browns have Nick Chubb. Sometimes football is as simple as that. Uh, Watson, I'm interested to see how good Watson can look. He has not played football in about 2 years now. I, you can't. It's you got to wonder how in sync with the offense has been. He's been suspended. It's not like he's been there. There's gonna be, I think, some adjustment in getting back to playing speed for Deshaun Watson. I think he's gonna have to adjust a little bit. I would not expect him to come out and look 100% like the old Deshaun Watson right away. Two years without playing football and then running into starting an NFL game isn't easy. We've got the Ravens and the Broncos today. Ravens are favored by 9 points here. That team, they have fallen off a little bit since how hot they started early on this season. Lamar was running wild earlier this year, and they've slowed down a little bit. Now, I think the Broncos will be able to limit them a little bit, but Denver's got some concerns on offense of their own. This Russell Wilson trade has not worked. They've given up a lot of cap space, a lot of draft capital to get a guy. It doesn't seem to be working for them. He seems to have fallen off a little bit. They can't. Some of this is on the play calling, some of this is on the offensive line, but Russell Wilson is the guy who's going to take the brunt of the blame. Anyway, I think I'm going to take the Ravens to win this game. I think the 9 points is a little too high. I'm not going to play that. They'll probably win this by a touchdown, but I'm not taking them anything more than that. We've got the Jaguars and the Lions at 1 o'clock as well. This is pretty much a push here on DraftKings. The Jaguars the Lions are favored by 1 here. Lions played a much better game than anyone thought they would against Buffalo last week. They've picked it up a little bit recently. Dan Campbell, who I've ripped on this show before, once again has his team playing hard. Still not a great football coach. I'm going to take the Jaguars to win this game. I love. First of all, actually, I love what I saw of the Jaguars last week. The Trevor Lawrence game-winning drive there. That's the kind of thing you drafted that kid number 1 overall to do. That was a great drive. He made some very nice throws on that. I'm going to take the Jaguars to win this game. 1 point spread. Obviously, I'll play the 1 point. Got the Packers and the Bears at 1 o'clock. And I'm not sure on if Aaron Rodgers is playing or not. I was banged up last week. I haven't seen that he's not playing. Either way, I'm going to assume he is because the Packers are favored by 4 here. I don't like the Packers in this game. I don't like what I've seen out of the Packers this year. The Bears aren't great, but I do like the Bears have picked it up a little bit. Justin Fields obviously throws some very bad interceptions still, but he's playing much better football than he had been. I'm going to take the Bears in this game. I'm not overly confident in it. I just have a little bit of a gut feeling. I'm not high on the Packers. I'm not high on either team. I got a little bit of a gut feeling here on the Bears in this game. 4 point spread. I'm not going to take the Bears to win by 4, but I will take them to win this game. The Steelers and the Falcons. Jesus. Now, if the Steelers are ever going to figure something out on offense, this would probably be the week. I'm hoping that the Steelers can figure something out on offense, just for the sake of Luke. Really, I'm going to take the Steelers to win this game. I think the T.J. Watt makes the difference here against a in a Falcons offense that can score points, but will struggle at times. The 1 point spread here in this game, I'll take the Steelers to cover that 1 point. We've got the Dolphins and the 49ers at 4:05 today. This should be a good game. Obviously, Mike McDaniel, coming over from being the 49ers offense coordinator, coach of the Dolphins, I hate saying this, he's done a great job. He's done a fantastic job with Tua Tagovailoa, who I didn't think was that good. And Mike McDaniel seems to have figured something out with Tua that his previous coaches just couldn't do. Apparently, he's playing to Tua's strengths. Got that offense rolling. Obviously, Tyreek Hill being there helps a lot with that. The 49ers at the same time have been rolling. This is probably going to be one of the better games of the day. 49ers are favored by 4.5 here. I'm going to take them to win this game. I am not playing that 4.5 point spread. I think that Dolphins offense can score a little bit too much too fast. I think the Niners are going to have to grind this one out in their old school kind of Niners way with the running game and the defense. I think they will do it. But I think that's going to be a great game at 4 o'clock today. The Seahawks and the Rams at 4:05. Seahawks are favored here by 6.5. I don't think anyone thought the fucking beginning of the season with Geno Smith Seahawks were going to just be favored by 6.5 points over the Rams at any point. But this has been an ugly season for the Rams. No draft picks coming up, no cap space, no help on the way. I don't know if the Rams can dig themselves out of this hole next season. Hey, Seahawks are going to win this game. I'm going to take them to cover that 6.5 points too. The Rams are not good, and the Seahawks have been playing good football. The Rams are also beat the hell up. Aaron Donald's not playing. I don't think Stafford's going to be playing. Stafford's not playing this week. Cup's hurt. Everyone's hurt. It's just ugly for the Rams right now. Chiefs and the Bengals at 4:25. Bengals have kind of had the Chiefs number the last couple of years. Obviously, beat them in the AFC Championship. I'm gonna take the Chiefs to win this game. 2.5 point spread. I'll probably play that. This will be a high scoring game. The over here is at 52.5. I might play that myself. This is going to be about who scores the most. Every game's about who scores the most points, but this game's going to be about offense. I think the Chiefs will pull out, and anything more than 3 points, I probably wouldn't have played for a spread. 2.5 is fine for me. We've got the Chargers and the Raiders at 4:25, and I got to take the Raiders here. They're actually favored, which is a little surprising to me. Because obviously, with how their year's been, I don't like the Chargers. Let's see, I've never really liked the Chargers. They always seem to do this Charger thing where they underperform, and I think this is going to be one of the weeks that they do their Charger thing. And I think the Raiders will pull this one out. Raiders are bad on defense, so Chargers aren't that great on defense either. This is a game that'll probably be a shootout as well. 2.5 point spread here. I will play that 2.5 points for the Raiders. The over here is set at 49.5 on DraftKings. I think I'm probably going to play that myself. Tonight at 8:20, we've got the Colts and the Cowboys. Pretty sure the NFL could have flexed this game. Cowboys are favored by 10.5 here. I'm not going to play 10.5. They'll probably win by 10. 10.5 is just bit too high for me, but I think the Cowboys will win this game. I'd play it at 10. I'm not playing 10.5. The Cowboys are obviously the better team than the Colts right now. This is an easy one for me. We've got Tampa and New Orleans tomorrow night. Tampa is favored by 3.5 here. They've kind of bounced back a little bit, still struggling. Not the year that I think Tom Brady unretired for, but the Saints are not great. Andy Dalton is not good, and that team's got some more problems than that, obviously. But I'll take the Buccaneers to pull this one out. 3.5. This one, I think the Bucs are a more talented team, but the Saints seem to play them tough. It's a division game. Division games are always weird. I don't think I'm going to take that spread. This is probably going to be one that the Buccaneers have to squeak out because they're the fucking Buccaneers. Anyway, that's all I got for you today, folks. Like I said, I will not be back next week. I have some union business to attend to. I should be back the following week. And don't forget, this episode has been brought to you by creationsnacks.com. Use code BCMG for 20% off. Thank you all for tuning in, folks. I'll see you in a couple weeks.